Welcome to the Mid-Ohio Foodbank's reclamation area. I'm Colin and this is Marcus. Marcus, how you doing today?
All right, how are you doing?
Not bad. Marcus is our volunteer expert. He's going to take us through a training here in a minute. But this is just one of several different areas where our volunteers can come and help us out. And we have a lot of volunteers that come through our doors every year. They might be repacking frozen meat. They might be working in our CSFP rooms, creating boxes for low-income seniors. They might be sorting fresh produce, which we get a lot of throughout the course of the year. But reclamation is where the bulk of the volunteer activity happens. And this is all products that get donated off the shelves of retail partners in the community. Right?
That is true.
So you're going to take me through a little bit of a training. You're going to tell me, first of all, here products that we can't accept, right?
Right.
All right. So what do we got?
Well, right here we have any alcohol products. This is all alcohol. We're not allowed to have alcohol or any tobacco products at all.
Okay, so if you see those coming through one of the boxes that you're sorting through, just take it and throw it right in the garbage.
Right, as soon as you see it, you open the pack, just go ahead and pitch it in the trash. It's no good. And right here we have juice. It has no label. The four things for us to deem this acceptable that has to be on the label is the name of the product, the distributor of the product, the weight of the product, and the ingredients of the product.
Okay, so if it's missing one of those four things, it's got to go.
Exactly.
So something like a little juice box, for example, might not have the individual label on it. It's got to come in that bigger pack to be usable.
Exactly.
Right? All right.
Right here we have some English muffins. So we looking for anything that's frozen, refrigerator, or bakery products.
Okay, if they're there, take them.
Yeah, because a few of these things have been sat in the warehouse, so we just want to make sure that everything we have is fresh. So if it comes to either one of those, it's automatically deemed.
We don't know how long it's been sitting on shelves or in a hot truck or something like that before it got here. Okay.
Exactly. And right here we have, as you can see, it is taped. This is some sugar. If anything come to us pre-taped, we cannot accept it because we don't know why it's been taped. So we want to make sure that we are the only persons that do any kind of fixing of the product, whether it's taping it closed or anything like that. But if it comes into us like that, we cannot keep it.
So we don't know who did that and why they did it. So
exactly. So
better safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Most of the case with all this stuff, right?
Right. So you would just go ahead and pitch that out. Right here we have infant food. So this is for a year or younger. So we automatically have to get rid of that.
Okay. And I understand that's a guideline set forth by Feeding America at the national level because the child doesn't know if a product's good or bad when they're that young.
Yes.
So better safe than sorry with those items.
Exactly.
And we do have some of those items from time to time, but we'll order them specifically in order to distribute them.
Yes, that is true. We do order that. And over here, this is a manufacturer defect. This is actually absolutely empty. There's nothing in it. I mean, you can shake it around, do whatever you like with it, but it is empty. So therefore, we want to make sure that everything we have, there's actually something in the box so we can give it away. This right here is a jug. We don't want to keep this simply because it is a cap and it's been smashed. So if there was water inside of this and you've actually put this in a box, now everything that's within that box has been soiled. So this is a major no-no. We have to make sure that if you get anything like this, it'd be pitched out. This right here is a pie crust, and you see the same thing as this jug, that it's been crushed. So if there was a pie crust in here, by the time it got to the person that needs it, they can't even use it. Plus, the seals are bad. So what would happen if this was in a box and something leaked into it? Now it is now in the crust and worthless. So we want to make sure that we don't have that problem. So you just go ahead and get rid of it. All right,
let's see how well you did training me here, Marcus. I'm going to go through it all and tell you why it's no good. Tobacco, alcohol, got to pull it away. Pitch it right away. Can't take that. If it's missing a label and missing one of those four things on the label, got to pitch it. Those four things were
distributor, weight of product, ingredients, and the name of the product.
Well, you know what you're doing here. If it's been frozen or refrigerated and it's not obviously frozen or refrigerated in the transport, we got to pitch that. Or same thing with fresh baked items, got to pull those out.
Yes, that is true.
If it's got like the sugar taping on the package or it's been influenced in some way, we don't know who did that, why they did it, got to pull that out.
Exactly.
Anything for a child under the age of 1, got to take that out. That's a national guideline. Then obviously if we're missing the product completely, or if we got a jug that's fragile and could break in the larger box that it's going to get put into, you got to set that aside too.
That is true.
All right, so all this stuff's got to go. We're not going to even bother sending it down the line, where all the stuff's going to eventually get sorted and put into boxes. This stuff's going to go in the garbage.
Now before we were going through a few things that were just ultimately not acceptable.
Now here's some right away.
Now
we've got some things that maybe we can take.
Now you come across some things that you may not know, so you definitely have to check these things out. One is an open box of cereal, and the reasons why is because the box is open, but you never know about the inside and the content on the inside. So you want to physically check every open box. You just simply see if there's any holes. See if it's leaking at all. I tell people just go ahead and shake it over the trash can. If nothing comes out, just simply put it back in the box. Best as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect, just enough to close it. Put a couple pieces of tapes on it, wipe it off, put it on the line.
All right, so even if the box is bad, dented or open or something like that, if the contents inside and that bag inside are still good, we can take it, you gotta just tape it up and send it on its way down.
That is right, that is right. Here's also an example of something that has come to us in complete good condition. All of it's pretty good. There's nothing coming out. It's not even open, so we'll automatically go ahead and wipe that down and send that down the line.
All right, so if the seal's unbroken at all, and we know there's product inside, we can send it on its way.
All right, now here we have a glass jar for some queso dip. First, you want to make sure that there's no dents that is evident around the rim, because if it is a dent, there may be some broke glass inside. So if you open this, a piece of glass could fall inside and hurt somebody. Also, you hear that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that just lets you know that somewhere at some point in time that has become open. Okay. So you want to make sure that that is not.
So since that one made that noise, we got to throw that one out. Right?
Automatically. Okay. Also, you want to make sure that if you check the glass itself, that there's no hairline cracks, because as the rim, you don't want to see any cracks on the side of the glass.
All right, so this one's got to go.
Right. Here, we get seals, and some of them may have tops, like you see this is some dressing. It has a seal, and that's the most important part. It has a seal. If the seal is still intact, it's okay. Now the cap on it may be broke, it may be partially gone. That doesn't mean anything. As long as this seal is still intact and it's not leaking, it's acceptable. Just go ahead and wipe this off and send it on down the line. Checking that, coffee is a real big problem that we have. We just get it and it comes in just like this. So you have to make sure that you check each and every one. And we get a lot of this at one point in time, but you have to check every one, because
if that seal's open, you gotta pitch it.
You gotta pitch it. Same as peanut butter. It's just one of those things that comes with the seal. You have to physically check it, each and every one.
So let's say you get a bunch in a box and the first 20 are good. Still gotta check that 21st one, right?
You still gotta check that 21st one. It's very important, because it'll be that one time where you don't check it. That'll be that mistake. So that is very important that you go over that. Here is something. Check that seal, and guess what? Look, it's intact. Yeah, so that would be something that we deem acceptable.
So even though the side of the can is dented a little bit, the bottom and top are intact and the seal's good, so we can send it.
That would be something you would send.
All right. All right, now we got a lot of cans out on the table here, Marcus. I think you're getting ready to challenge me a little bit.
Yes, I am.
All right, explain the difference between some of these cans.
All right, what we have right here is a single seal can. Basically, it's just two pieces, but it's only sealed one time. And right here is the same thing, it's just sealed one time. And over here, we have a 3 seal, which you have a seal up here, a seal down here, and then you have a seam that goes down the can. So you cannot have that being compromised at all, or anywhere around the rims. If you can get a can opener around it without any dents being around it, the sides, that's perfectly fine. But the main thing is you want to make sure that there's no big evidence of a dent in that area.
On any of those seals.
Exactly.
All right, so we got some product. Let's see if they're good or not. I can tell from looking at these couple that they're not going to be good right off the bat. This one,
can't use a can opener for that one.
I don't think you can use one for this one. This guy.
Not at all.
All right, so let's look at a couple of these single seal ones. This one's not too bad on top, but there's a lot of damage down at the bottom.
There's definitely a lot.
So it's probably a judgment call on that, but there's so much damage that it's
that we would just go ahead and pitch that.
All right. Now this one on the other end looks like it's all right. It's got it's a good seal on the top, and it's a single seal can. There's a little bit of a dent here on the side, but that's okay, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, what I'm saying here is basically that there's no evidence of any kinds of dents around that rim, around that single seal. And then we have a dent on the side, but there's some dents that we deem acceptable. And I'm telling you that because if you can run your finger across it without it being caught, that is perfect. And there's no real sharp edges or any pinch points that may have a hairline crack. So these is what we would call an acceptable can.
Okay.
And over here is this can didn't had it. Basically, you can't get a can opener around it. Plus, there's a test that we call it to see if it rocks in any way, shape, or form. it's a no-go. If it's bulging from either side of the can, it's absolutely no good. And over here, we have a 3-seal can that is in good condition that we can deem acceptable. I mean, it's a little bit thin here. Like I said, if you can run your finger across it, it's perfect.
No sharp edges on it.
No sharp edges. The seals around it looks very good. So yeah, this is one of those cans that we would definitely use.
Okay.
And over here, it's the same thing. Pretty easy going. There's nothing going on right here, over here. And then that 3rd seal, it looks pretty good. Just a small little dent on the side. Just as long as there's no dents on these seals anywhere, on the top, bottom, on the side, on the 3 seal, it's just on a single seal, anywhere around that edge that may just have that 1 seal.
All right. All right, so we just sorted out a bunch of cans. We put the good ones down, sent them down the line. The bad ones, the ones that might be rusted or had bad dents, we pulled those out, threw them away.
Yes.
Now we got a whole mess of new stuff here. What are we talking about?
Now these are a few items that may be overdue.
Okay.
We go back 90 days on all consumable products, and we go forward or current on any first aid items.
Okay.
So what you see here is something that may fall out of the 90-day grace period.
So you got to look for that date on the...
Yes, there is a best by date and there's an expiration date. There's totally 2 different things. Okay. Expiration date is definitely something that needs to be not taken if it's beyond that date. Okay. And best by date is just due to freshness.
If it expired 91 days ago, you got to throw that out.
You got to throw it out.
Within that 90-day window, we can keep it. And then if it's best by a little bit before then, you've got a little bit more leeway there. And that's probably when you want to examine the product.
Yes, right off the bat when you look at it and you say, that's orange juice. It's not supposed to be that color.
No, I don't think so.
That is definitely something that you will go ahead and pitch up.
Like, that's not really applesauce, that's not really orange juice anymore.
And this is mayonnaise, so I don't think
that's
you
got to
will
go
want that.
too. And obviously with the packaging for the first aid items, just like we did with the cereal earlier, we're going to want to make sure that the contents inside are what the package says it is.
Exactly.
So we'll pitch some of this stuff. We'll hopefully find some good stuff in that box too that we can send down the line.
Exactly. What we have here is some paper towels, and what I tell people is that if it's dirty, just go ahead and take the ones that are dirty out. If it's soiled, then you have to throw away the whole thing. But if it's dirty, take the few out, go ahead and tape up the rest, and just send it down the line.
So even though it might be missing one, it's still okay as long as the rest of them are okay.
Yes.
Tape it up, send it down.
Right. Right here, what we have is some pet care items. We treat pet care items just like we treat human food. So if you come across a can that may be dented or been compromised in any way, shape, or form, bags or all, we'll go ahead and pitch that.
So you want to inspect at the same standards that you
Yeah, we will inspect at the same standards as we do human food. If you deem it acceptable, we'll go ahead and put it away in its own little area, wipe it down. It does not get sent down the line though, so it has its own special place. And if you come across a large item that is pet care, whether it be dog food or some cat litter, we have a large item box for pet cares that we set aside. So just call myself or another rec employee, and we'll go ahead and move that for you.
And the same is probably true of any other large items you get that might have a lot of weight or fill up a box.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, Marcus, we see some people food, some pet food. Now this stuff isn't even food at all, but the food bank takes some of this stuff too, huh?
That is true. Right here what you have is just a few non-food items that we get. Right here we have some matches, and right here we have some lighter fluid. We do accept these things, but we do not send them down the line with the rest of the stuff. This is something that you have to let us know that you have in your box. We'll come by, pick it up, and set it aside.
So find one of the helpful staff members like yourself to help
Yes.
you set this aside. We're not playing with fire when we send stuff
Yeah,
down.
we don't want to put anything that's combustible in the box or anything like that. Right here also, we have some sprays, some shaving gels and things like that. They look pretty good, but we need like caps and nozzles. Caps and nozzles are very important simply because you want to make sure that if you put this in a box, that it doesn't spray over everything. So you want to make sure that it has a cap. And the most important is that it has a nozzle. You want to be able to use this product when we send it out. So the recipient of this will get this at home and say, oh, you know, I can't use that. So you want to make sure that it has a nozzle that they can use.
Okay.
Right here is a few gels and lotions that has a pump. You want to make sure at least it's about 3/4 full, usable, and also to know that this one is open and this one is closed. So when you get ready to put this down the line, it has to be in this position, just because we don't want it to go down the line. Put it in the box, something sits on it, push-ups against it, and then soil everything in the box.
So we're simply going to take this one, close it up, and send it down.
Exactly. And we get a lot of detergents. So detergents, it's a real big thing that we get, but the thing about that is you never know. So You want to make sure that it's closed, and if you want to check it, just reach over a trash can, squeeze it a couple of times to make sure that nothing's leaking. And that's very important, because something like this comes in pre-taped. You never know.
It's got a crack on the top. We know it's not going to be good.
My fingers are wet, so you know that's a good indication that that is no good. So you wouldn't send something like that down.
Okay.
And over here, we just have other items that we get. We get flip-flops, we get pants, we get shoes, but you want to make sure that they're in a usable condition. You don't want to send something like this as a broke flip-flop to somebody, because somebody will use that.
So just like with everything else, we're inspecting to pull out the bad stuff, and the same goes for some of the non-food.
You want to be able to use whatever you put in the box. So if you know that you're putting shoes in there, you want to make sure that they both work. And like the cords here, it's brand new, and these things, and the trash bags or things like this, you want to make sure it's taped up before you put it in the box.
All right. It's nice seeing all that goes into being a volunteer here at the Mid-Ohio Foodbank. During your volunteer experience today, feel free to check in with us on Facebook or on Twitter. You can see the handles for both of those accounts on our screen now. You can check in right now, or maybe during a break or at the end of your shift. Let us know how it went today. You can also pick up a copy of our visitor safety guide. These are available in the lobby before your volunteer shift if you're interested. And while you're working with us today, make sure you don't eat any of these products as well. We're setting them aside for a reason. We will provide you with some bottled water, and you can always pick up a snack during a break as well. Thanks again for volunteering your time at Mid-Ohio Foodbank today. If you have any other questions during your volunteer shift, the helpful staff like Marcus will be along to answer those for you.